Hi, welcome back to Book Wizards. We are in the final stretch for our book, Big Bad Detective Agency. We've got the last 2 chapters today, so we will finally find out who was it that framed Wolfgang for the destruction of the 3 little pigs' houses. Let's get to it. Chapter 10. In which all is revealed. The throne room was packed. Word had spread that the big bad wolf was about to get his just desserts, and it seemed like half of Fairylandia had turned up to watch the fun. Besides the prince and princess, their guards, and the pig family, there were all the lords and ladies, half the maids a-milking, 3 pipers piping, 2 drummers drumming, several swans not swimming, Jack, Goldilocks, Cinderella, and someone's mangy dingo. "Wow," muttered Ferkel when they walked in. "Full house." "The better to hear us with," said Wolfgang, his eyes glinting. Bam! 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 Captain Creeplock pounded the butt of his pike on the floor. "Right then," he shouted, "everyone pipe down!" He glared at some tardy noisemakers. "You too, pipers!" The room fell silent. "Wolf," said Prince Tyrone, "you are accused of vandalizing the 3 little pigs' houses and stealing their food. Do you have anything to say before we lock you up for the rest of your rotten life?" "I sure do," said Wolfgang. The prince rolled his eyes. "Very well, keep it brief." Wolfgang gazed around the room at all the blood-hungry expressions, coming last of all to Ferkel, who gave him a thumbs up. "You all think I'm a killer," the wolf told the crowd. "A dirty, low-down chicken plucker and all-around bad guy." "Well, duh," called someone. "That's 'cause you are." People chuckled. Gritting his teeth, Wolfgang continued. "Yes, it's true, I may have stolen a chicken or 2. Or 20, called someone else. The prince glared, and finally the chuckles subsided. "But this time," said Wolfgang, "you've got the wrong wolf. I didn't do it." A wave of jeers and catcalls swept the room. Captain Creeplock pounded his pike on the floor and bellowed, "Shut your pie-holes, you cretins!" until all the pie-holes were shut. "And with the help of my friend Ferkel," Wolfgang said, "I can prove who did it." Up until now, the 3 little pigs and their mother had looked fat and sassy, not a care in the world. But when she heard this, Mamma Pig frowned. Together, Ferkel and I talked to all the likely suspects. Jack, Goldilocks, Cinderella, Hansel and Gretel, and so on, said the wolf. "And it was fun," Ferkel burbled, at a glance from Wolfgang. He settled down. "But there was something wrong with nearly everyone," the wolf continued. The little pig couldn't contain himself. "Some of them had alibis, some had no motive, that's the reason you do it, and some of them," here he smiled at Cinderella, "just weren't bright enough to pull it off." She smiled back, then asked the man next to her, "What does he mean?" Wolfgang paced the cold marble floor. "The problem was, we hadn't put all the facts together properly, like a real detective would have." "A what?" said Captain Creeplock. "You know," the wolf waved his paw, "a figure-outer of things." "So here's what we figured out," Ferkel said, joining the pacing. "Fact 1. The vandal left this headscarf behind." He flourished the red and brown scarf. "Fact 2, said the wolf. "It smelled like pig." "Fact 3. In the straw house, only the good china and the picture of my mama were undamaged," said Ferkel. "Fact 4. The whole place smelled like pig." Wolfgang furtively swiped away a strand of drool. "Fact 5. alive, said Ferkel. Someone pretending to be me sent a message to Wolfgang, luring him into a trap. Ooh, said the crowd. The wolf scowled. And it really, really hurt my ankle. In fact, is this nearly over? The prince interrupted. I've got a feast waiting. Ferkel held up his hooves. Almost there, your highness. Fact 6, said Wolfgang. Mama Pig visited her son Martin's house last night while he was away. Oh, said the crowd. Mama Pig's eyes shifted back and forth, and she wiped her neck with a handkerchief. Ferkel turned to face her. And last of all, fact 7. Mama, you've been really happy today now that all of your sons are back in your house. She beamed at him. Well, that's true. It's so good to have my boys at home. Why'd you do it, Mama? Asked Ferkel softly. Why'd you trash my brothers' houses? A faint red tinge came to her pink cheeks. Her gaze flicked from Ferkel to the wolf, to the prince, to her sons. The whole room leaned forward. I just wanted my piglets back home, said Mama Pig. Is that such a crime for a mother to love her sons? Aww, said the crowd. That's not a crime, said Wolfgang, but I'm pretty sure breaking and entering, thievery and vandalism, framing someone, and illegally trapping a wolf are. Captain Creeplock nodded. He's got you there, love. The prince sighed. Oh, all right. Captain Creeplock, lock her in the dungeon for 100 years. There's a good fellow. 2 burly guards stepped forward. The 3 little pigs went pale. Wait, sire, cried Dieter. Prince Tyrone glowered. What did I say about that sire stuff? Sorry, your awesomeness, said Dieter. But what if we don't press charges? Is it still a crime then? The prince stroked his handsome jaw and looked a question at Captain Creeplock, who shrugged. No, I suppose not. If the wronged parties don't press charges, and the wolf doesn't mind, he glanced at Wolfgang, who also shrugged. Then she can go free. The 3 little pigs clapped and laughed and crowded around their mother. Even Ferkel got in on the group hug. But next time you want to see them, cried Prince Tyrone over the hubbub, just invite your sons to dinner. Dinner, muttered the wolf at the thought of all those pork chops. Chapter 11, in which everyone goes happy ever aftering. Outside the throne room, Captain Creeplock caught up with Wolfgang and offered his hand. No hard feelings, mate. It was an honest mistake. Honest? Said the wolf. Well, you are public enemy number 1 after all, said the captain. You got to admit, you made a dandy suspect, Mr. Wolf. The wolf sighed and shook his head. A man can admit when he's made a mistake, said Captain Creeplock. Of course, that don't mean I won't catch you next time. The wolf smiled a toothy smile. You're welcome to try. The commander flinched at the sight of all those fangs and edged away. Right then, he muttered. Gotta get going. Lots of stuff to guard. Ta-ta, Captain, said Wolfgang. The pig family stepped into the hallway, chattering happily. When Ferkel spotted the wolf, he broke away from his brothers and trotted over. That was quite a case, said the pig. You're quite a case, said the wolf. But I couldn't have done it without you. Ferkel blushed. Aw, thanks. And thanks for what you've done for my reputation. Wolfgang scratched his head. What do you mean? You've been hanging around with public enemy number 1, a dirty, low-down chicken plucker. Exactly, said the pig, and that's done wonders for my reputation. Partners, Wolfie? I'm not a detective, I'm a gardener. And don't call me... But before he could finish, Jack stumped over to them on his crutches. "Hello, you two," said Jack. "Jolly well done. Of all the big bads, you're the baddest." The wolf and pig thanked him. "Hey, listen," said Jack. "If you're not too busy, I wonder if you might take on a new case." Wolfgang's ears flicked in surprise. "New case," he said. "But we're not—" "Go on," said Ferkel. Jack glanced from side to side. "See, here's the thing. Someone stole Brutus the Giant's golden goose, and he thinks it was me. I need you two to clear my name and catch the real thief just like you did today." "But Wolfgang tried again. "We would love to take your case," said Ferkel, "for 4 gold pieces on retainer." At the sight of the coins, the wolf shut his mouth. Gardening could wait. "All right, then," said Jack, pressing them into Wolfgang's grip. "Come round tomorrow and I'll give you all the details." Wordlessly, Wolfgang watched the lad clomp away on his crutches. His gaze was thoughtful. "First thing," said Ferkel, "we've got to come up with a name for our detective business." Wolfgang raised an eyebrow. "How does the Big Bad Detective Agency sound to you?" Ferkel grinned. "Like the start of a beautiful partnership." And that is the end. In the end, Ferkel and Wolfgang did figure out who it was that ruined the 3 little pigs' houses. It was their own mother, because she wanted to spend some more time with them. Well, that is it for this rendition of our Book Wizards Book Club. Join us back next week where we will be starting a brand new book. Until then, bye-bye!